Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Smoke Signals with Sosa, the place where I scour the earth looking for the most intense, hard-hittingest, pepperiest cigars the industry has to offer, and I smoke them to see if they live up to the hype and in search of my personal unicorn. Full disclosure, I just spoke for what felt like ever, and I guess I wasn't recording the whole time, and so I had to start over, but I had already cut the cap of the cigar. So there's that. This week we're smoking the Cu-Avana Punisher. Cu-Avana Punisher, very simple band, not much to say about it, not much to find about it. It's got a, not quite oscuro, but a nice dark Habano wrapper. It's got Nicaraguan binder and filler. And since I already cut the cap, you might as well look at that. It was pretty, I promised before I cut it. I'm very excited to smoke this cigar. It doesn't really tell you much about it otherwise, except every description goes off and promises you the moon. Tummy aches, pepperiness, tingly lips, spiciness. Every description I found promised me the moon, while telling me nothing other than there's supposed to be a ton of top trimmings and Ligeros, lots of Ligero in this cigar. There was nothing on the smell, right off the foots. There was nothing in there. Really, less than nothing. A paper bag, which is basically what I'm tasting on the cold draw. Is a paper bag. But c'est la vie, here we are. Let's light her up. That guy's not, he's been out here all day. He's not going to want to do it. So, I'm excited, but also, you know, I'm going into this believing nothing, right? We've been promised all kinds of shit before. It's got a half a decent smell, very leathery and dark wood notes. No paper bag on the smell, which is nice. But let's see, man. I mean, you know, at least this one, if it hits, is a sleeper. Well, the C.O. Jones didn't have a fancy band. That one was disappointing. But the World's Strongest, that had a blingy band. Where did that get us? God of Fire. We've done two. Both. While delicious, not so fiery. I got nothing. There's a tart. There's woodiness. There was a whisper of what could have been a sting real low on the nose down here, and on the tongue, almost a spiciness of complexity, not of pepperiness. Quick ramp up of the retro sting. It was like a good solid 2 there on the long, slow retro. You can feel it more up here. Nice. Still not aggressive, but definitely present. There's more of that complexity. It's just like tingling up and down your tongue, right? Like there's just a lot of shit happening on your tongue, but it's not spicy. right? No pica. It's not spicy, but it tings. It's got spice. It's got seasoning, if you know what I'm saying. It's got a lot of wood and some saltiness. Those are the only real flavors playing right now. The ash is white. White and gray, but mostly white. I don't know if you can see that. Get my big fat head out of the way. So far, and we just lit it. It's a solid meh. A little M-E-H. Meh. Now, we're this far. We're this far. Could get great. In either direction, right? There was something that almost tasted sweet in that last waft of smoke. If that develops and becomes more present, that could be pleasant. The cigar could develop flavor-wise and be pleasant. Or flavor could take a giant cliff dive and strength could dramatically increase. There's almost like a tart. Something. Not quite floral. It's definitely not a citrus. Some kind of something. That's for sure. Retro's steady at a 2 as far as on a scale of 1 to 10. It's getting higher up the nose, right? Like it started off down here on a 1 and now it's up here still kind of at a 2. It's not aggressive. It's on the long, slow retro. It's present. It's there. It's not in the background. It's in the foreground. Yes. Second person in from the front row of the picture, you know what I'm saying? It's getting where that sweetness was. It's identifying itself more like a chocolatey, dark chocolate. As it comes around more, it's developing, it's opening, it's talking, it's saying, "Hey, look at me," and it's nice. I nailed that one. It's nice. If that thing keeps coming to the front, this is going to be an enjoyable cigar. But as of right now, there is no pepper. There is no instant, "Oh my Lanta, what am I doing?" Right? There's no punishment. Thus far. Who knows? I think the sweetness is on the retro. It's delicious. You know, maybe it's going to be a nicotine killer. Maybe, right? It's got all that top primming, all that Ligero, as described. I'm going to smoke the rest of the first third and I'll come back and we'll talk about it. I'll see you soon. Well, here we are. We're coming out of the first third. Hard to tell from this side as it has gotten a little uneven. It hasn't really affected the flavor much. Hasn't gotten acrid or tasted bad. I am going to probably touch it up in a second. I'm going to give it a minute to see if it can work it out for itself. The first third was more of that sweetness. That sweetness kind of really took over. It started off as dark cocoa with a little sweetness. a little bittersweet, slowly got sweeter and sweeter until it got very milk chocolatey with a very syrupy texture on the smoke. Spiciness is pretty much gone. That complexity tingle on the tongue is pretty much gone. There's a little bit of a tingle, just that is constant, way on the back of the tongue, almost where the tongue meets the throat. It's like a little something. It's the tingle of spice. Nothing crazy. Overall, pepperiness is, not even on the chart, really. That retro thing has pretty much gone. Maybe a 1, if you had to put it on if it couldn't be 0, if it had to be from 1 to 10, it would be a 1. It's yummy. Don't get me wrong, it's yummy. But how often are we here? How often do we find ourselves with a cigar with a great name, a promising name, misleading if you will. It's all marketing, I get it. But then the descriptions, promises of tears, bubble guts, tingling on the lips, a punishing retro. And here we are, yet again, disillusioned. They got me. It's like a fucking $6 stick, so I'm not mad. But I'm coming more and more to the realization that you guys are soft. I mean, they're not making cigars for me. They're making cigars for the mass population of cigar smokers. So what is out there that is described as strong is not. And that sucks only for me and maybe 5 other people on the planet. But here I am, brokenhearted. I'm being dramatic. Flavor-wise, it's fantastic. I mean, it's nothing spectacular. It's something to write home about. It doesn't taste like fucking milk chocolate or a malted milkshake or some shit. You know what I mean? It's got milk chocolatey flavors for sure. That sweetness, when as it peaked, as of right now, it's not as sweet as it was a little while ago, but it's still sweet. It's got, nuances of cocoa, nuances of wood, very little spice. Maybe even vanilla, if you want to tell me that that's the sweetness I'm tasting, I might be persuaded to that. Pretty solid construction. I mean, it's stacking dimes, even if it is burning a little uneven. Even it's starting to try to catch up with itself. It's an internal struggle it's having. But I mean, look at that. That's not bad at all. Great flavors, great amount of smoke. I'm not mad at the cigar. Great price point. Not mad at the cigar. I'm mad at the marketing department. Anyway, I guess I'll smoke some more. And we'll come back and talk about it some more. See you in a bit. Well, we're out of that second third. The ash just fell a little while ago. it was holding on long and strong for 2/3 of that fucking cigar. It was good. Good construction. That little bit of unevenness where earlier I hit it with just barely touched the flame to the low side, and I guess that leaf just wasn't touching the ember because it immediately just shriveled up, and the line pretty much caught up, right? It's doing pretty well. Look at me, look at the cigar. Yeah, so, whatever. Flavor-wise, still those nuances of chocolatiness that vary from like a bitter chocolate to a sweet chocolate as the sweetness comes in and out, and this like woodiness or floralness kind of, and they do this, right? It's like a flow chart. And I mean, it was great. It tasted great. I don't eat the cigar. There's no sting on the retro. The sweetness is the dominating flavor profile throughout the cigar so far, with the acceptance of that little tiny millimeter of a moment we had together in the beginning where I was like, ooh, with this thing that started here and you could feel it in your nose, and maybe it was going to hit up here and I would tear, but no, none of that happened. Maybe I got it done. I'm not mad at the cigar. Cigar tastes lovely. Again, very chocolatey, very sweet, syrupy-like texture. When the sweetness hits, it hits. You're like, ooh. Even when it's at its dip and not its peak, it's still there, and you're like, not mad about it. Not very complex. Like I said, overall, mostly the chocolate, that sweetness, which is kind of vanilla-y sweet, vanilla grammar. But at times it's not vanilla. It's just the sweetness, not quite molasses. It's not quite honey. It's just some kind of sweetness. There's no real creaminess to the cigar. There are moments of either woodiness or like a floral note that never gets like perfumey. But you just kind of dance in that quadrant, those 4 quadrants there. And that's pretty much it so far. I'm mad at the name. The name is deceiving. I'm mad at being deceived. I'm mad at the description. Lots of buzzwords, all the things I'm looking for. Full strength? I don't know. Doesn't feel full strength. But that's what it says. Full bodied? Tampoco, I don't think so. I'm not mad at it. For the price point, I mean, it's a great everyday smoke. Well, I don't know that you'd want it every day, but great for those, hey, what should I grab that I can ignore? Or I just want to smoke something. Obviously, I still want it to taste good. I don't want to smoke dog shit, but something that's inexpensive and easy to grab, right? I'm in the car, I'm on the lawnmower, I'm fucking skimming the pool, something I can hand out to friends. Now that is where I am mad. Because in the name and description and in everything I want to say when I hand somebody one of these, when they look at it and say Punisher, I want to punish them. But this is not that. This is not that at all. But I got a 10-pack. I think I spent $60. Who's mad at that? I could take the band off so it doesn't mislead anybody at all. They'd smoke it, wouldn't know the difference. Great cigar. Full bodied, full strength? I don't think so. Medium full? Medium full to full? I mean, I still got a third to go. Who knows? Let me smoke that now. and then we'll talk about it, and maybe I'll know better. Be right back. Well, I'm running out of light, so I'm going to be really quick. Darkness fell upon us as we sat here. I am pretty much done with the final third. More of the same. Less sweetness as time went on, more woodiness, more of what could be described as a florality, but not really. None of them were ever really super intense. Good flavors, good cigar. Like I said, it was about $6. 0 peppers, 0 bubble guts, 0 kudos, 0 all the things I was promised, the moon and back. Flavors were good, decent cigar. I'm gonna smoke more. I have some. This it's a cigar that you don't even think about. Like I said, I could take the band off and just smoke it and not have to be embarrassed when someone says, "What are you smoking?" And I say the Punisher, but it sucks in punishing. It's just a pretty okay smoke. That's it. That's it. Another disappointment, only in the darkness now. I have another one. Maybe I'll smoke another one. Maybe one of them will be better than this one. Who knows? That's all for this episode, I suppose. Thanks for watching. Sorry it got so dark. Maybe I should hang the ceiling lamp or something in here. I'm kidding. Anyway, thanks for watching. The hunt continues. We'll do it again. Thanks for the comments and recommendations. I do have stuff that I've been picking up. Not sure what I'll do next, but I do have some decent cigars lined up. I have LFD Lennox, which I've never had before. That sounds promising. There's a couple other good hitters in there. Some good cigars in there. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, thanks again for watching. I'll see you soon.